So unlike simple amplitude changes, there's a lot more to consider when determining the audible threshold for EQ filters. The amplitude, the center frequency, and the Q value all play a role in whether a change can be detected. For example, if I boost 20 kHz by 1 dB, it's a lot less audible than if I boost 1 kHz by 1 dB. We're also more sensitive to amplification than attenuation. For example, attenuating 1 kHz by 1 dB is less noticeable than amplifying 1 kHz by 1 dB. That is if we're using identical Q values. Now, although it's a difficult thing to determine, and it depends on the context, I'd recommend making no changes greater than 3 dB when you're mixing and 1.5 dB when you're mastering. That is if your goal is to retain a natural sound. And also, that's excluding high-pass and low-pass filters, which of course make much greater changes than this. If you're not concerned with a natural sound, or you're making more creative changes, then it's genuinely whatever works in that context. Also, the more narrow the filter, the less natural the sound. For example, if I amplified 2 kHz with a 1 octave bandwidth by 3 dB, it'll sound more natural than if I was using a 1/3 octave filter. In an A-B comparison, it might be easier to hear the 1 octave change since we're amplifying the overall signal by a greater amount. However, if the filter is applied for the entire track, the 1/3 octave filter sticks out more. The same could be said for attenuation. A sharper filter may be harder to hear when you're switching between on and off, but it'll sound unnatural when it's compared to a change to a larger bandwidth.